Hey geometry people, this is going to be your 24.2 video notes. So while you watch this, you should be taking notes on the same exact paper that you have in your packet here. Okay, so for areas of regular polygons, this is one that you kind of want to go slowly through. Make sure that as I'm going through the video, you stop it and catch up with your notes if you need to. Feel free to go back and watch sections because this one sometimes takes a little bit of thinking to understand, more thinking than usual. All right, so the first thing that you want to know about this is that there are two ways to find the area of a regular polygon. So the first way, I'm going to show you for example 1. And this way involves dividing this shape up into triangles. Because we're going to find the area of a triangle and then we're going to multiply by how many triangles we end up having. So way 1 involves finding the center, so it's about there, and cutting the whole shape up into triangles just like this. Okay. And then if I can find the area of one of these triangles, I can multiply by 5 since they're all the same. And that will give me the area of the entire pentagon. Keep in mind this only works with regular shapes because on a regular shape, all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. All right, so for this problem, we're going to be given that this is 10 centimeters. So usually, with a triangle, to find triangle area first, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So we're given usually one of those dimensions, like this is the base of this triangle. This time we're not given the height. So we're going to drop a height down. That'll be like step 1 here. Drop the height, because we know we need to find the height in order to find the area of this pentagon, or of the triangle. Okay, so then one thing we can notice is that this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle are all the same. And they're going to add up to 360 because we went all the way around this circle here. So we're going to go 360 divided by 5, since there's 5 angles here, and that's going to give us 72. And then if I just am interested in this part, so this half of that angle, I can go 72 divided by 2 and get 36. So this angle here is 36 degrees. Now this is important to me because now I can use sine, cosine, tangent, my trig functions, to find the height. One more important thing is that when I drop the height down, it cuts this side in half into 2 equal pieces. So this is 5 and this is 5. So now, to this angle, this is the opposite side here. This is the adjacent side. So with opposite and adjacent, I'm going to use tangent. So tangent of 36 degrees equals opposite over adjacent, so 5 over h. Now, to solve this, I just multiply by h on both sides. H times tangent of 36 equals 5. Divide by tangent of 36 on both sides. And we do 5 divided by tangent of 36, which gives me that the height is about 6.88. Okay, so now we have the height and we also have the base. So now we can find the area of one of these triangles here. So we're going to go base times height, so 10 times 6.88 divided by 2. And that gives me 34.4. So that's the area of one of these triangles. So if I want to find the area of the pentagon, that's my next step. I can just take that, so the 34.4 area of one triangle, and since there are 5 triangles in the Pentagon, I'm going to multiply it by 5. And that tells me that my answer is 172 square centimeters. Okay, so that's our first way. We find the missing angle, we use that to help us find the height of the triangle. Then we find the area of the triangle. Then we multiply by how many triangles we have. So that's way 1. Way 2 is a little bit more formulaic, but we're going to use a lot of the same things that we used in way 1. So let's go down to this next one here. Example 2. We're going to use way 2. Way 2 uses a different equation for the area. It uses area equals perimeter, that's the capital P, times apothem, which is a lowercase a, divided by 2. So let's remind ourselves, perimeter, so the distance around the outside of the shape. A stands for apothem. You might not have heard that word before. Apothem. I found one on the road the other day. Just kidding. Not the fuzzy little animal. The apothem is this distance here from the center of your polygon to the middle of the opposite side. It's also kind of like our height from the previous problem. I'm going to call it A. All right, so for this, so you know how sometimes we're given the base like we were in the last problem? This time we're going to be given the apothem, or the height from the last problem. This is going to be 5 inches. Okay. So our goal is to find the perimeter since we already have the apothem. And in order to do that, we are still going to use triangles. I'm just not going to cut the entire shape into triangles. So I'm going to draw this line down here, and we've got our right triangle going. And my goal is to find this part here. I'm going to call it X. Because then, once I have X, I know that this is just going to be 2 times X. And then once I have one side, I can use that one side to find the entire perimeter. Okay, so let's get started. We still need to find our angle here. So just like in the last one, the last one was a pentagon. So we took 360, we divided it by 5, got 72, divided that by 2, and got 36. So to speed up that process if we want to, you can just start off with going 360 divided by 2 times the number of sides. Or you can do the same process as we did before. You can go, okay, 360 divided by 6 in this case because we have 6 sides. That gives us 60. 60 divided by 2 gives us 30. So I know this angle is going to be 30 degrees. Or you can do the combined version where you do 360 divided by 2 times 6 because we have 6 sides, which is the same as 360 divided by 12, which is 30. Either way, you get that the angle is 30. So this is 30 degrees. Now, I'm going to use my trigonometric functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. This is my opposite. This is my adjacent. So we're still using tangent. So I'm going to say tangent of 30 equals opposite over adjacent, so x over 5. So this time I'm going to multiply by 5 on both sides. And 5 times tangent of 30 is 2.89. So that's this down here, 2.89. So then if I multiply that by 2, because this is x and this is 2x, 2.89 times 2 gives me 5.78. So that's my side here. Then I can use that one side to find the perimeter of the entire thing because I know all my sides are the same since this is a regular polygon. So my perimeter is just going to be 5.78 times 6 because we have 6 sides. So that gives me 34.68. Okay. So now back to using our equation. We have the perimeter. The apothem was what was given to us. Remember, that was our 5 inches. So now I'm going to use those two pieces in my area equation. Area equals perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So 34.68 times 5 divided by 2, which gives me 86.7 square inches. Okay, so to kind of recap what we did for way 2, we drew our triangle. We know we're looking for our missing side and that this whole thing is 2 times our missing side. We found our angle by going 360 divided by 2 times the number of sides. So we got 30. Then we did tangent of 30 equals opposite over adjacent, so x over 5. So we found that our missing side, x, was 2.89. We multiplied that by 2 to get the length of the whole side. We took that and multiplied by 6 to get the perimeter, because there were 6 sides. And then we used our equation perimeter times apothem divided by 2 to get our area of 86.7. Okay, so at this point, you kind of get to choose, and you can go back and forth between which ones you like, but there's way 1, there's way 2. I know a lot of people seem to like way 2 so far, but you get to pick which one do you like. Then go ahead and turn the page. Your homework is going to be problems 1 through 7. Number 8 will be a challenge problem. We're going to start with number 1 here. So if you look at the next video, I'm going to explain numbers 1 and 2. I would encourage you to give them a try first, and then watch the video and see if you did it right. Make sure you're looking back at your notes, make sure you did it right, that kind of thing. But again, I will go over these 2 in the next video. So try these 2, then watch the next video, all right?